If you want to get bullish on energy stocks, check out this historical study, Rare Signal Points to Big Upside for Energy Stocks. So let's go ahead and look at my insights piece. I'm over at mapsignals.com. We are showing you another way, the real way to look at the market. So before we get into energy stocks, it's so important to understand the overall temperature of the market. And the most basic way to do that is look at the buying and selling under the surface. We've got this big money indicator in yellow. It basically is measuring the buying and selling of stocks. Here's what's very important. Recently, we went overbought. So you know that on our YouTube channel, we have been discussing how we expect markets to pull back, and that's because we're overbought. The market red light, it's starting to flash, and we're starting to see the BMI come under pressure. So that's the overall temperature of the market. Expect some weakness. But let's go ahead and dive a little bit under the surface and see why stocks are starting to pull back. So here we've got the daily buys and sells of stocks. The greens, those are the ones getting bought, and the reds, those are the ones that are getting sold. Notice two things. One, the buy bars, they're getting smaller. The sell bars, they're getting larger. This is how a pullback works, guys. But let's keep going. If we look at one of the rare days last week, we saw that energy accounted for over half of all of the buy signals. That is super rare. You might be saying, wait a minute, how rare, Luke? Well, let's go back a couple of years and look at all of the energy buy and sell signals. I have circled prior points that appear similar to what I am showing you today, so it doesn't happen that often. Well, that's great, Luke. That's a chart. But let's go ahead and look at the historical forward performance of XLE, one of the biggest energy ETFs out there. If we go back and we look at days where 35 or more energy stocks get bought over the past 10 years, let's plot the forward performance of XLE. I'm going to save you a little bit of time. On the 1 week return, expect flat to small negative. 1 month return, expect more negative of 1.4%. Here's where it gets interesting. 6 and 12 months later, 7.6% gains, 15.8% gains. So this is a pretty darn good bullish signal. And if you look post-COVID, look at the 1-year returns for XLE after this. You're talking about big time double-digit returns. So we'll see what happens, but I don't want to bet against history. And last but not least, if you want another feather in the energy bulls cap, our sector rankings have recently flipped. Technology was the #1 ranked group all year. That has now changed. Energy is in the driver's seat. So remember, guys, you got to use data to make sense of these markets. Don't be following the news. You're just going to get tripped up. And remember, none of this is personalized advice of any kind. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next time.